I know this is kinda old, but people are still talking about it and no one is pointing out the hypocrisy. So let's get into what's going on here. Small Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl change makes the graphics way better. Pokemon fans propose a seemingly small art style tweak to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that would improve the graphics because nothing is ever enough for quote-unquote Pokemon fans. So Pokemon fans have been asking for Pokemon Diamond Pearl remakes for years. The Pokemon Company has finally delivered with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And while many fans were excited by the announcement, others have expressed disappointment in the game's art style. However, one small change to the art seems to improve it quite a bit. It's unclear exactly where these images originated from. They've been shared on Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, and elsewhere. I've seen it a lot on Facebook, but a Pokemon fan and artist has shown what the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl graphics would look like with the characters outlined. The adjustment makes characters in Pokemon BDSP really pop, both in the overworld chibi form as well as their normal sized appearance that shows up during battles. The reaction to this proposed change has been largely positive wherever it's been posted, though it seems unlikely that it'll be adopted by developers. After all, the games are already deep in development with release dates coming later this year, and while it seems like a simple change, it would likely take a significant amount of time to actually implement into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, also ignoring that it goes against the core design that the developers want for the game in the first place. That's the thing that I had a hard time explaining to people when it came to Pokemon Legends. The main argument defending Pokemon Legends is the game still has a year until it comes out, even though the same Pokemon fans didn't give Pokemon Sword and Shield the luxury of the time remaining until it's released, and also it doesn't change that that is supposed to be what the game looks like. It can only look like a lesser Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter, or Genshin Impact at this time, because you would have to tear down and rebuild the entire game to change the art direction. So it's not like Ilka is going to see this picture and go, oh man, we need to change everything about how we designed our game to look. So let me introduce you to the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Lines mod. Now wait a second, because this is where ultimate hypocrisy comes in, because it was just last generation where the no outlines mod was what the Pokemon community wanted, and it was massively supported. The Citra Pokemon Sun and Moon no outlines looks amazing, and then you get into the comments and it's actually spooky. That looks way better. This is what I imagine what a main Pokemon game would look like on a good Nintendo console, the Nintendo Switch maybe? Since the Switch has the capability of being displayed on TV, that means we can almost certainly rule out the possibility of a main series Pokemon game, and the second analog stick too, we can rule out Monster Hunter while we're at it. The insanity of the Pokemon community. This is a much better art style for new age Pokemon. This looks much better than having up-resed outlines. And when we get into the pictures, if you forgot about what the no lines mod looks like, because this was all the rage for a pretty good amount of time, and yeah, it's Pokemon Sword and Shield, but it's got that HD feel because everything's all smooth and nice. And what it really did was it made the Pokemon battles look really good. Like, Greninja seems like it's in the next generation game when it has the no outlines mod. However, outlines now bad? Because Pokemon community can never be satisfied. And even when you compare these pictures, because yeah, it does seem like some features are lacking here when you look at the characters in both the battle sequence where they have their full models and the overworld sprites. That's what's going on here. That looks almost the same as though you're looking at Barry, but that's what people wanted. But now Pokemon with no lines on the higher resolution Nintendo Switch is a bad thing. I will never understand how horrible the Pokemon community has become because of stupidity like this. Yeah, I can understand the initial reaction. When you see this for the first time, you go, ooh. But the more I look at it, the worse it actually gets. And also, this removes the movement from it. This is a perfected artist rendition of what they want the games to look like, or what they think would make the games look better. Actually animating all of this in and having it work with the game isn't going to work. And I feel like these frames are massively cherry-picked because 95% of the game, we're not going to be looking like that. We're going to have the top-down classic Pokemon look, and when I was going through the trailer, that looks fine. That looks great. They're just like, where does Berry look the worst, and how can we draw outlines over it? And then drawing outlines over this doesn't really seem like it would accomplish too much. So, yeah, like, as I'm going through this looks great. I don't understand people's problem with the art style, especially with how they kind of bring everything together. That is exactly how the battle intro went for Diamond and Pearl. So they're being true to the source material, but also updating it in a brilliant way. And then once again, you compare that to this, and it's the no lines that everyone wanted. I'm actually pretty excited. I really hope that Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, like, look at that. Geodude in the cave. That has like the same kind of line outlining that, the lighting outlines that you see on the Greninja that make things look good. So it's just nice. And I really hope there is some kind, like that, there's no problem with that. Yeah, when Barry zoomed in, it's kind of weird, but then as it zooms out, looks good. Looks like we're in the modern Pokemon era, and I want to finish my sentence, but I don't have enough time to finish my sentence. And there's one thing coming up, this part right here. Like, this is the only awkward thing about the graphics, because they're changing the camera angle from the top down to this. And yeah, that looks a little stumpy for the chibi style, but then not like 98% of the time the game looks great, and I don't think you need to change the entire game because it looks a little uncanny 2% of the time. But also, it's scenes like this that make me feel like the lines mod would look horrible because the lines would be too thick in relation to the character, and that was kind of the problem that Pokemon Sun and Moon had that made people want the no lines mod, because if it's going on the entire time, would the poles have lines? Would the trees have line? Would everything have line, even though it looks good? And then also going to this, like, you would just become a blob. Like, if you're supposed to have lines between each of your fingers, then you just have like a block of black for the lines. Like, it just would not work. So yeah, once again, if you take the cherry-picked still frames, you can maybe like draw it in a very artistic way to be like, yeah, that looks great. And then when you actually try to apply it into the game itself, it just could not work. What I've been trying to say is I really hope there's some kind of competitive support for these games, because the battles actually look like they're going to be pretty clean. Without the arenas and Dynamax slowing everything down, we might have something a little snappy and pretty good looking that I feel like is a progression in how Pokemon is supposed to look. Like, I like that. I think that's going to be pretty nice. And then we just need to wait for Pokemon Battle Revolution 2 and everything will be great. But as you can see, like, why? What's the point? We finally get our Diamond and Pearl remakes. They look great. And now you gotta go tampering with it in the most hypocritical way possible. That's the Pokemon community. Also, this brings me back to what they said about the developers probably not having enough time to change it. No, they don't want to change it. This is what they want Diamond and Pearl to look like, because if they want to change it, they could, since this mod was made rather quickly. Let's see, what time was this? October 20th? They did that with the demo. That's right. So yeah, some random dudes immediately did that. I'm pretty sure the development studio could just add this tweak if they wanted to, but again, Game Freak saw the outrage. They saw that people wanted no lines to make the games look better. Well, not Game Freak, but Ilka, but Junichi Masuda is the director for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shine, and Pearl. It's weird now, but as you can see, like, they're giving the fans what they want, and it's never enough. So, while many fans have reacted positively to the proposed art style change, may not be enough to persuade those who have been against the chibi art style to begin with, and those people are just straight up not Pokemon fans, because they can't understand that this is what they can't understand this is a 3D remake of the original games, and I adore the art style, because, like, that's fancy, that's cool, that's also what Pokemon fans wanted. They're like, hey, we can't trust the large-scale 3D to Game Freak anymore because they have no idea what they're doing. We should just go back to the 2D style of Pokemon games. And this is the 2D style, but with 3D graphics. And really, it just looks like very, very HD 2D. Again, where's the problems there? Like I said, there's like 2% of the time it looks kind of awkward. And then the battles are the same, and they look great. So, it's all silly. And this is something that upset me because people don't understand the history of Pokemon, and everyone just wants to be an entitled brat. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.